One of the most widely used features of IPA is what we call our teaching call module. This is the faculty teaching call module. So perhaps on an annual basis or maybe on a quarterly basis, you email or survey your faculty and you say, what are you going to teach? Are you going to go on sabbatical? Are you going to be buying out a course? This is that process. And IPA can automate this for you. IPA can automatically email your faculty, including sending follow-up emails if necessary, if no response has been given within a certain amount of time. It can collect all of that information for you, what courses they want to teach, when they want to teach them, and then very helpfully in the rest of IPA, when you're actually planning your courses, you can see which faculty members do prefer certain courses. So this can really save a lot of time. The way that you start this process is by clicking on this Call Instructors button here. If you're going to call for the next year, it's important to make sure that you're on the right year here. In this case, I'm going to do a call for the 18-19 year, so this looks good to me. I'll click Call Instructors, and you see this form pops up that I have to fill out. It's really broken into 3 sections. We have this kind of who are we calling, what are we calling them about, and then just some sort of miscellaneous options down here. Do I want IPA to email or not? Are we going to ask them when they're not available? You can turn this off just in case your department doesn't typically ask faculty about their availability. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and add Gerald here to the call. I could, of course, go ahead and add multiple people. That's what these buttons are for, actually. These buttons are, I want to add all of my unit 18 pre-6, but I don't in this case. You can set a due date. It's completely optional. And the due date is a soft due date. It is used by the system to know when to send them email reminders, but if they log in after the due date, they can still fill out the data. And then we can also indicate what are we asking about. Are we just asking about fall quarter? Are we going to ask fall, winter, spring? Are we going to ask about summer special session? In this case, this looks good to me. I could edit the email here, but I'm not going to do that. And I receive enough email as it is, so I'm not going to email myself. And then I'll just go ahead and click Start. And you'll see Gerald was added to this table here. This table is grouped by instructor type. So here are all the AIs I've ever called. Here are all the pre-6 lecturers I've ever called. You can see if they've submitted their preferences. In this case, Gerald hasn't because I just called him. Here's the due date that we set for him. Last contacted and next contacted is when the system will contact Gerald. In this case, I didn't ask it to email Gerald, so this is blank. And the next step of the process is for the faculty to receive an email and fill out the form. That's in a separate video so that we can link the faculty to just the one video that they might need in terms of IPA tutorials. So you can go ahead and look for that video separately. I'm going to jump ahead in the process and assume that the faculty have actually filled out the form and I'm ready to go ahead and see what they filled out. I can do that by going to this Assign Instructors area here. And as you can see in the Assign Instructors area, I have this very large table that has all of my courses. It has fall, winter, spring. Again, very familiar set of tools here. Download as Excel, print, filters. I can turn terms on and off. But here I can go ahead and see, well, here's art, 002. Who do I want to assign? You'll see we have some generic options here. We can assign I don't know who it's going to be, but I know it's going to be an AI, right? So we can go ahead and make that assignment, remove that assignment. We can also view all of this same data, just pivot it, and look at it by instructor. So in this case, the instructor list again is grouped by type, and we can go ahead and find individuals and see what it is that they wanted to do. So in this case, we're looking at fall quarter, we're looking at Christopher, that's me. And we can see here's what I indicated on my form that I was interested in. So this can be a big time saver. You don't have to actually go and collect all the forms or print them out or check your email box and say, what did Chris tell me he wanted to teach? You can just see it here in this dropdown in the exact order that I gave it. So a buyout, in residence, work-life balance. This is kind of a strange thing to request in one term, all three of these, but you get the picture. And then I also selected ECS 10A, so I'll just go ahead and say yes, ECS 10A. You can teach that. And then there are other options. You'll see down here below are all of our courses from the courses page. A strange department with art and computer science, and I think there's some history in here too. So we can assign them courses that they didn't ask for, if we want to do that. Or if you just bypass the teaching call module completely, you can always just assign instructors to courses. You don't have to do a teaching call in order to use that feature. You can add notes about a person here. You can also add notes if we were to go back to the by course pivot, add notes here. I'm just going to go back to by instructor. There are a few things to explain here. I have some options. I have this calendar I can click on next to every person, and that shows me the individual's unavailability if they had indicated it. This pencil icon I can see if they left any notes on their form. I can also keep some additional staff notes here. And then finally there's this optional feature. This checkbox just enables me to organize myself. So if I know that I'm done assigning, in this case, AI Lloyd Wheeler his courses for the year, I can just click that button, he's checked, and then when I go over to the filters I can say hide completed, and you'll see Lloyd is now hidden. So as I check this box, you know, the form gets smaller and smaller, and I know that I'm done. So that's a quick look at the instructor assignments view.